Hey one and all, we are back today with another factoid video, and today's video is going to be kind of grim because we're going to be talking about animators, how it feels to work in that industry, and how your favorite animation studio treats its employees. And spoilers, it's not very well. So let's just start by saying that the animation industry itself has amassed over $19 billion annually on average. That's still than Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon. He amasses about $74 billion a year. But we are talking about an industry that's only about 30 years old if you consider the 90s a booming year, or a booming decade for them, which I wouldn't, because it wasn't until about the 2000s, maybe the late 90s, that anime started to amass onto the Western scene, which is where it got most of its popularity and money from. And I mean, it's still growing globally. Like, it's still amassing a reach outside of Japan and the Western hemisphere. So in terms of that, it's still fairly new. So for an industry amassing a couple of $1 billion a year, you'd expect that the animators are getting paid some gravy, right? Wrong. In fact, most animators are considered freelance artists, and a lot of times in the industry, what companies will do is they'll hire out and they'll contract for the freelance artists, and they'll pay them about 200 yen per drawing, which shakes out at about $2 per drawing. Now, that doesn't sound all too bad until you think about the fact that it could take up to about a half an hour to do one drawing, and if you're doing a set piece like a background, architecture, or just something small like a logo or a product, then that can even take up to about an hour to do, because for some reason settings and architecture and things like that and landscapes actually take longer to do than a character, which I'm not a drawer, so I wouldn't know, but that shakes out to be about an hour per drawing, which really doesn't shake out to a fair deal. Although really experienced artists could probably have one drawing done every 15 minutes, I still wouldn't say that $2 per drawing is worth it though. And after drawing things for those companies, if they do decide to hire you on as an animator, you are considered a freelance animator, which means that you are not covered under any kind of labor laws. Plus, you don't actually get any benefits such as health insurance or anything of that nature. And you'll end up working anywhere from 400 to 600 hours per month, which is how they get away with it, because you're not actually covered under any labor laws because you're a contracted out employee. Here's some numbers for you so that you guys can really see how the animation industry shakes out for the animators. So if you start animating in your 20s and you're not really super experienced, you'll make about 1.1 million yen per year, which shakes out to about 10,000 US dollars. 10,000 US dollars is pretty close to a part-time job's worth amount of money, and they're working 400 to 600 hours per month. In your 30s, if you've been animating for that entire time and you're really good at your job, you'll make 2.1 million yen roughly on average per year, which shakes out to about 20,000 US dollars. And then if you've been in the industry long enough, into your 40s and 50s, and you are well known and well respected and you're really good at your job and you've built up some tenure at a company or as a freelance artist in itself, you could make about 3.5 million yen a year, which shakes out to about 31,000 US dollars. So not a lot. That's a really rough amount of money for somebody that works 400 to 600 hours a week and really puts their soul and their whole heart into the content that they create. Now, I don't know the average living wage in Japan, and I don't know how much it costs to live in Japan on average, nor how much things actually cost, and I don't really know the conversion rate for a yen to US dollars. But I can tell you that $31,000 a year does not sound like enough for me to live on, and I'd imagine that 3.5 million yen a year isn't really enough for anybody to be comfortable with. So, next time you say that your job sucks, just think about the fact that there's an animator somewhere working 400 to 600 hours per month, slaving away, putting his entire soul and his whole heart into something that he absolutely loves, but is not getting compensated proportionally for his work. So, take that for what it's worth. Real quick, this video was actually made in conjunction with my incest video. I know that they really don't have anything in common, but in my incest video I had mentioned that sometimes housewives will do things with their son because the husband is off at work. Now, if you think about an animator in the animation industry doing 400 to 600 hours per month, and that's just kind of like their entertainment industry, think about what a businessman over there who's dealing with finance, who's dealing with trading, who's dealing with any kind of business of that nature. Think about how many hours a week they would have to work. I mean, the number is astronomical. I've heard from some people that people over in Japan will work like 18-hour days, and they'll sleep at their desk, wake up, and get right back to work. If you think about how many hours they work in a week and in a month, it's not really unreasonable to think that a housewife would be at home and just be like, yo, my husband has not been home in like 4 days. And they might get froggy, so to speak. So, yeah. If anybody's actually lived in Japan or has any kind of facts on this outside of what I've been able to research from the couple of websites that I've been to, please let me know, because I'm actually really interested in the culture around Japan, the fact that it's like you should just work your life away. Like, I don't know. I imagine it's just the Western culture that I've grown up with that I just don't imagine it. But let me know. All right, that's it for me, y'all. I'm Kevin. I'm out. Peace.
Up in the air like a height, higher than you like a kite, I got the light, you can't be mad cause I'm doing it right, no lean in my sprite, I keep my manners, they like my delight, got the armor of God, my spirit be looking like I am a knight, got big appetites, I up for a height, you saved your name, well I'ma come through and I will overwrite, my lyrics are tight, my clarity bright, blind personalities, that's why I want you to get on my sight, run it up, yeah, ooh.